wear my hair down to my back, or I cut a bob and do it.
Hello, welcome to Two Mad Beans Podcast. A new week, a new episode, and today we're doing something on music. The legendary album Pae Mu Ka by Obrafour, and I've always wanted to do a music recording on this podcast, and I've wished to work with Swaye Kidd on this particular episode, and finally he's here. Swaye, what's up?
Charlie.
Cool things.
A day. It's been long in coming.
Yeah, long time.
Man.
I see you just more.
As you send the invites, Charlie. As you know.
Yeah.
Life they happen.
They are around.
So today they are rep.
Yeah, today you come.
Yeah.
I've always wanted you to come around for us to talk about music reviews and all that. And yeah, Pae Mu Ka album, the impact and the forebearer's legacy after 20 years.
What's def?
So let's start the discussion.
Yeah. But before even I have to give you kudos for the podcast, the content that you are putting out.
Thanks.
Following it, and it's not only music, but it involves social issues as well.
Yeah.
And giving prominence to issues that otherwise we'll be having conversation about it, on the side. But you guys putting this podcast together and highlighting those issues, I think is phenomenal.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's begin with our discussion on Pae Mu Ka. In 1999, when the Pae Mu Ka album was released, what did the album represent to you then and now?
Wow, this is a loaded question. Then, I would say it was an eye-opener.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was refreshing. It was educative. It was an audio novel for me. Yeah, that's how I'm going to put it.
Okay.
And I remember vividly when the album dropped, where I was. I was in Cape Coast back then. And
okay.
Just across the street was this record shop.
Okay.
So you know how it is. Back then it was cassette.
Then, the cassette.
Yeah. And this guy had all the content, fresh music of any artist that
back then
would drop that during those years. So Pae Mu Ka, that was where I was in my room, like you can literally hear him play the album. So he would play the album from head to down.
Charlie.
So that was exactly the first time I really listened to Obrafour's album Pae Mu Ka from head to toe. But then as the days rolled, weeks rolled, we had a chance to listen it on our own. And that for me, as I said, it was a refreshing vibe. It was new, it was educative, and above all, it was a display of talent by a young guy who came out of nowhere to enchant everybody else.
True.
And even today, at present, my conviction about the album has not changed. I think in the last 20 years, Pae Mu Ka has been the most profound piece of music since Hiplife started.
Wow.
In Ghana. I think I will place Akan's Onipa Kuma high up and say in the last 10 years.
Okay, that's the best.
If you are looking at longevity, if you're looking at trend setting, if you're looking at the impact, the evolution of Hiplife as a genre, as we had it from back in 1999 to, let's say, 2010, thereabout. I think anybody who calls himself a rapper and wants to put together an album, this Pae Mu Ka should be a guide. Wow. There is no doubt that it's no wonder that Akan actually finds inspiration from
the true. I can't say that. True.
You can clearly see the linkage and the impact 20 years after the album dropped.
True. Yeah. For me, then I had my dad gave me a radio player.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to radio, and once in a while you hear one of Obrafour's song in between, especially the Kwame Nkrumah song.
Yeah.
And I was vibing to that song. Yeah. That's when I discovered Obrafour.
Yeah. Kwame Nkrumah, there's an interesting story about that particular song, especially when the video came out.
Okay.
Ohinijan did a masterful work with the video.
The video, yeah.
3 individuals.
Yeah, the same Obrafour.
The same Obrafour. And in my household, it was a debate whether Obrafour
is triplet or
the same person. Then he didn't also... Obrafour didn't also help matters when during an interview. GTV had this show. Was it showbiz? No, it wasn't. It was an entertainment show. And I remember that interview clearly. Obrafour in his dreadlocks, in his fugu. He was being interviewed and he was asked. I think it was GTV, but I don't remember. Was it Chris Atto who was hosting the show? I don't remember. But I remember he was asked about the video. And whether they were triplets. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah. But we were able to iron my sis. We were going back and forth.
That debate.
Yeah. And we all were like, okay, it's the same person because Obrafour, Achiame. At that time, Achiame were also up there.
Yeah, up there, yeah, true.
So Achiame were two, plural.
Yeah.
So if Obrafour, as you were saying, were triplets, then it wouldn't be Obrafour, it would be Obrafour.
Obrafour,
so
yeah, true.
Obrafour was like, it's just
that's profound. True. The next question.
Yeah.
Do you think the album was intentional or it was as a result of experimentation by a new breed of rappers trying to create a musical identity for themselves? Was it intentional or it came as a result of experimentation?
I won't give you a very how do I put it? My answer wouldn't be concrete. I won't give you a concrete answer. I think it will be both.
Okay.
Both in the sense that Obrafour himself knew exactly what he was doing.
Okay.
He knew the kind of content he wanted to put out, the kind of album he wanted to create. Mm-hmm. If you listen to his interviews even recently when he was doing these media rounds, he kept saying it. And Hammer also knew exactly what they were doing.
Wanted.
But Hiplife being what it was back then in 1999, Reggie has actually come in.
Yeah.
It wasn't too mainstream.
True.
Yeah, it was just like how in today's content the author scene is. Even though there were a lot of people, SS guys who knew what rap was, but Hiplife was a different thing altogether.
True.
Reggie was trying to elevate it to make it mainstream, but then again, it was a young boy's SS
kind of music,
yo kind of music.
True.
So Obrafour and Hammer too was also had come down to Ghana. Young boy, 22 years. He and Panji's junior brother, Anof, the two of them. They also came back from the States, having been involved with or having been acquainted with
producing
hip hop scene in America.
Okay.
Came and they also wanted an opening. They wanted like to do something, try out more or less, experiment with the sound that they had at that time. So I would say it was just timely that these two individuals, one focused, knowing exactly
what he wanted,
the approach to his music and the path that he wants to go, and Hammer also coming into the fray and saying that, okay, I have this gift, this is how I want to also produce my sound, so let's come together and do it. And it worked. It worked perfectly. Yeah, perfect marriage.
It worked. So the third question: socially, politically, and economically, did the album touch on bold and sensitive subjects?
From head to toe. See, even the album. Let's take it from the album title, Pae Mu Ka. This is. I'm going to say it as it is.
Yeah.
Reggie gave us Mina Mekai. Meka, Maka.
Yeah.
Yes, but in terms of this were also eyebrow raising titles. And will tickle you to find out exactly what he wants to say.
True.
But Pae Mu Ka was like, I'm going to say it as it is. And from the intro, you see, from the intro, which Obrafour made some, like, introduce himself to us.
Yeah, to us, yeah.
Yes. And Aden is one of
the songs.
Well put together songs ever.
True.
20 years down the line, you play.
So refreshing.
I was listening to the album coming, and look, all the things that I spoke about is something that we are living in currently.
Still relevant.
And if you take the lyrics of the song, a point you would tell you that Abrabo means some dorsum.
Yeah.
Me needs to
Yeah, true.
You know,
it's still happening. Like,
here better me chalk. I just then come here lost.
True.
See, look, these are epistles that still resonate with us, and it talks about hardship. It talks about how life is, how life can take a different turn.
Yeah.
Even if you're having a smooth sailing.
Yeah, true.
Even if you have it all, you are not. You still feel the pinch.
True.
Of hardship at a point.
At a point, true.
And it became like the hustler's anthem.
True.
In a way.
True.
It's a konkonseni.
Yeah, true. It's still
exactly.
It's relevant.
It's a human attitude which somebody has sat down, observed, and put it in a song.
And the attitude will be there forever. You can never do away with such stuff.
You can never do away with it.
Wow.
So the album itself was very rich. Socially, he spoke on a lot of themes that, and even if you listen to Kwame Nkrumah, it was an homage he was paying to Nkrumah for all the good works that he did. Yanom. Yes, Yanom was culturally how we, if you go to the Chief's Palace or Grand Derba, the linguist would do his thing just to draw attention towards us.
Yeah, true.
And even within the song itself, there were certain things that he touched on, which tickle your conscience. At least.
Very true.
So
Very true.
It was politically. So Aden is both social and political, because yes, he's telling us more or less like show us it you see, and make a decision for ourselves.
True.
Which could be political
too,
socially, economically. So for me, the themes,
it touch on all that.
And economically too, it was if you take a song like Agronaso, you work hard, you get your money. You for chill.
And one of the songs, I've forgotten the title, but there was a lyrics in that he said when he gets money, he wants to travel outside and make a living because the economy is hard.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember one of the songs. I think one of his featured artists said that thing.
Okay.
He wanted to travel outside and get money to make more money and come down. So it did justice to that.
It did
so the fourth question, I think you answered the fourth question in your third question, but let's still work on the fourth question. Why do you think he titled the album Pae Mu Ka?
Because he had a lot of things to say. And maybe I might hazard a guess and say that's one thing about albums. You should make it album titles, for instance, you should make it as catchy and as punchy as you can, so that anybody who picks it will go like it will tickle somebody's curiosity to go and listen.
Yeah, true.
If you look at most of these albums that we've had, as I mentioned,
Nipakuma,
fucking with you with the FOKM boys.
Yeah,
these are titles that you pick, and even Blade's Native Son.
It tickles your conscience. You want to know more.
Yes, and sometimes the title even gives you an idea of what the person might be saying.
True.
So naming an album for me is one thing that artists should endeavor, labor hard,
put effort into it.
Yes, because it should stand out.
True.
It should be easy for, if you mention it anywhere else, somebody will go like,
yeah, I know this album.
True. I connect with this album.
True.
And the content to the title of an album shouldn't deviate from the content that you are putting out.
Yeah, there are instances like that. People put on this title and you listen to the album and that's deviated from the whole thing.
And that shouldn't be.
That's bad.
It's bad. It's just like you selling a product. If I'm going to buy a product based on maybe the package, and I buy it based on the package, because obviously I've not tasted your product before, but
the
maybe
package is attractive.
It's attractive. Then I'll go and I realize that
it's different from the packaging.
Yeah, exactly. Then I won't even.
There's mistrust. Yes. So next time the person didn't buy into the same thing.
I will even dismiss it.
True.
Altogether.
True.
So an album title, like Pae Mu Ka, as I said, it was a bold statement for him to make, and the content also lived up to what the title suggested. Wow. So for me, I think he nailed those two angles perfectly well.
Great. So the next question. There was opposition by most populace who weren't youthful then that rap wasn't the Ghanaian thing, and radio stations refused to play rap music, but Pae Mu Ka survived the test of time. What did the trick?
Obrafour did the trick.
How?
The language.
Okay.
The language.
Because Reggie was speaking more English in his...
Reggie wasn't speaking English. Reggie was... Okay, I'll come to that aspect.
Okay.
Reggie wasn't speaking a lot of English. Reggie was rapping in Chi. But what most people didn't connect, it was too youthful. Like, it's just like...
It sounded immature.
Well, if today you listen to some of the stuff that Reggie was saying, it wasn't immature. The way it was delivered.
Okay.
Reggie, the persona Reggie, was more hyper, was more of a hipster.
Yeah.
You know, a rebel.
Yeah, true.
And the beats of the songs Reggie put out back then were more hip-hop. Even though they sample some amazing
songs,
funk and some old school soul records, just to give her them like the way the DJ Premiers and the Q-Tips and this Pitch Rock and stuff like that would do with, you know,
sampling
and hip-hop of the 80s and stuff like that, and even early 90s. That was the same thing that DJ Rap and Reggie were doing.
Oh, okay.
So the disconnect was there. Reggie packaged it as a youthful stuff. Okay, this for the youth, this for like those who are 18 years, 17 years, 25, 24. Yeah, this is our stuff. And this is how we're doing it. And the way he was appearing, big boobs, and the persona, the dreadlocks. So people realized that even the older generation were like, this
guy is different from us.
This guy is different. What is he doing?
True.
They saw it as like a joke.
True.
Like comic joke, something in then. So it's not serious. What Obrafour did and changed the game was to give us a rap album where he was speaking impeccable Chi.
Yeah.
He wasn't only speaking impeccable Chi. Obrafour was speaking like a grown-up. He had mastery over the language. And his age and the things we're speaking didn't correlate. Exactly.
And there was so much debate then. I remember back then said he was from the royal family and he wasn't from talk. Yeah.
And according to him, he started reading the Tree Bible from a very young age. His mom was an SDA.
Okay. So
the Tree Bible was something that his mother gave to him
to master.
So he was in church even when he was a young boy, like 5-6 years. He was reading in front of a congregation, and that was the only Bible he was reading.
Wow!
And that inculcated in him the ability. And he was saying that even in school, St. Peter's, he had this, this new. You see, there's this Bible with blue, small Bible with blue.
New Testament. New Testament.
And his was in Chi.
Oh.
And he was always constantly with it, and he was reading. So by the time he came out, he had mastery over the Chi. He could speak very impeccable Chi.
True.
So that did a trick. He being able to speak like a grown-up, it connected with the old folks.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to a song like Aden, These are grown-up stuff.
Yeah, grown-up stuff, true.
Ordinarily, a boy of 20 years or 21 years at his age wouldn't be talking about those stuff. You listen to even the Pae Mu Ka, the title track. You listen to Yanom. You listen to Kwame Nkrumah. And I think Kwame Nkrumah was a game changer.
Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah
was a game changer.
True.
Because here was a young guy talking about Nkrumah, and you know how people hold Nkrumah in our esteem in this country. And he was speaking about Nkrumah, looking at the work Nkrumah did, and relating it to us as citizens.
Yeah, I think inversely he was trying to preach to us about our call of duty, how to uphold this nation, and we are not doing that.
And inspire us.
Inspire us to do like Nkrumah.
Yes. My father doesn't like
rap music,
but Obrafour is his favorite artist.
Wow.
He listens to everything Obrafour drops.
Wow.
Right. So in that context, and don't also forget that Hammer's beats were not like aggressive, were not hip hop soul sample chopped and presented.
True.
These were good to the ear, minimal beats that complemented whatever Obrafour was saying. And I've always been curious as to how and when Hammer's beat switched
to the hard kicks,
the high kicks.
I think when he had the
hard drums, hard kicks.
I think when he had the rappers like Okra, Kwata, then who were rapping more like the hip hop guys over there, and I think that's when the switch came, because Obrafour came with, as you said, he came with a plan.
Yeah.
But I think those guys like Kwata, Okra, Hammer rather brought them a plan.
Yeah.
They didn't bring Hammer a plan.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that was a different.
I think that's a very eye opening.
Yeah. I think that was different
observation. So for me, like, as the acceptance had to do with the language, and don't forget, Reggie was there, Achami were there, Achami were there,
yeah.
Lord Kenya was there,
was there, true.
But they were all doing, they were rapping Hiplife, more hip hop content. But Obrafour was speaking. All of them, Obrafour was speaking like an adult.
Obrafour was like the bridge of the old oldies and the youthful guys. Yes. So he was the bridge.
So Pae Mu Ka was the album that
bridged these two groups,
those two age gaps.
True.
And he has been doing it forever.
He didn't change his style. He's still the same Obrafour. True.
Every day, every night.
So the sixth question. Edward was a Hammer and Yao Anof were the producers of arguably the best Hiplife album of all time.
Yeah.
How different was the production then, and how did it create an identity for Hiplife?
Well, as I mentioned, Reggie's beats were too aggressive.
Yeah.
Old soul, funk. Because Reggie DJ Rap, for that matter, sampled a lot of Kool and the Gang, and even if you listen to Achame later on, some of the songs
they sampled
had this old school feel. Yeah. But Hammer and Yao came with something different. Their beats laid back. It was laid back.
Yeah.
It was the kind of beats that you can listen to relax.
It felt like they wanted you to just listen to the words.
Yes.
And they had a plan of making you listen to the words by not pushing so much beat into your mind by the words.
Yes.
True.
Because if you take even the hard lead, which was Yanum, it was just kick, jump, kick,
True.
And if you listen to Aden,
so cool.
Then even Agrona, so Brian's. The only song that really had like energy behind it was Mamindre Mewo.
True.
Yeah,
true.
Had that pump. But so as with the creation of the beats, I think because the album was successful, it really made others producers to go like, okay,
we can do our own thing.
So that was when Zap Mallet and co. Zap was more inclined to use R&B style because his biggest influence was this American producer, the guy who started this New Jack Swing. I remember his name.
Okay.
He's a producer, he's a legendary producer.
Okay.
He started this urban
kind of
R&B.
Okay.
Yes. If I remember, I'll let you know.
Sure.
And he was the guy that Zap Mallet modeled most of his beats along. So if you listen to Zap Mallet, Okrekumante, Lord Kenya, Dasibre, all those guys that came, you could really find that distinct beat. Teddy Riley, yes, that's the name of the guy. Teddy Riley.
Okay.
So, and as I said, DJ Rap was going the more hip hop,
kind of
beat. Now, Hammer Yao brought in those laid back, relaxing, chill vibe, and because it worked with Pae Mu Ka, everybody was like, oh, now we can incorporate our own stuff into this beat. Yes, we can have this drum and bass thing going, but we can infuse our own high life to get what we are looking for.
True.
So subsequently, Masanaba.
Yeah,
Masanaba is for me the definition of hip life. What a hip life should be.
Oh, okay.
Or even if beats, no, that's what hip life should be.
The production.
If you talk hip life, that is the quintessential beat that gives hip life its definition. Masanaba. And after that, if you follow the trend, most of the beats that came later had a lot of African feel to it.
True.
Before we all went, before the JQs came, and JQ incorporated a lot of Jama, which is so it was the Hammer started it. Then later on, everybody localized the beat to suit their heritage, suit what they are, where they are,
to make it more Ghanaian.
Yes. Because there were instances where even still with Achame had a song with Root Eye.
Yeah, I remember a song like that. Yeah, I remember. I've forgotten how it goes.
Root Eye.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. And you could clearly hear the Adwa
inside. Yeah, true. It felt like after Hammer, if you do a music production, you don't incorporate anything Ghanaian, people don't love your production.
Exactly. And apart from even that, you have people like Nkasei. If you listen, that's
true.
Phantom Froms, everything sounding book back.
True.
So all of them, TikTok, all of them, started incorporating a lot of Ghanaian
instruments
into the beat making. So Hammer and Yao actually, gave us
an identity.
Yes, to say something for us to build on.
Okay.
Something that we can call our own, and something that we can twist to fit whatever thing that we wanted to do.
Yeah, true.
So for me, they set the pace. They set the pace in localizing the hip life sound. Even though they didn't get, I wouldn't say they got it right, but then it was the major step.
A good effort
in giving other producers, an opportunity, or even give them the confidence for them to be more experimental.
True.
And make it their own. Yeah.
True. The next question: the 47 minutes album featured 5 rappers like C.Y. Lover, Dr. Poe, Iowa, Alaji Flesh, Funky Funcha.
Yeah.
Some of these rappers rap in Ga, Tree and Awoza.
Yeah.
What did this mean to the genre of hip life?
Well, it gave you an indication as to what hip life could be. That forget about the language barrier. Anybody, you can speak any language
and still do hip life.
And it also went to validate the overall maybe dream of, let's say, Reggie Rockstone, because he did the key.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he wanted to prove to them that, forget about the English raps.
Yeah, you can
rap it in your own local language.
True.
And on Pae Mu Ka, it all came together.
True.
Because you have Alaji Flesh, who was from Nima, who was rapping in Hausa. We have Dr. Poe, was in Chi. Ayuwa.
Chi.
Yes, Funky Funcha. Silava was English, Liberian. And what I found very interesting about these guys is that after this album, Funky French, I didn't hear about
he
of
just
him
vanished,
again.
yeah.
Allergy Flesh, I didn't also hear.
Only Paul, ahead of Paul.
Dr. Paul came back with a big hit.
A big hit and then disappeared.
Now who caused them? Who caused them?
True.
Yeah, that's
true.
Big. Style Lover for me was the guy who actually registered his name
on
the album and in the memory of
the best of Pae Mu Ka.
Yes, of Pae Mu Ka. Because prior to that, Reggie featured him on Not Live in Accra.
Oh, okay.
Yes, one of the earlier songs that Reggie did. Afterwards, we heard him here, and he mentioned it on one of the tracks.
Oh, okay.
Agrona so.
Yeah.
He had a bar.
Yeah, bar like that. Yeah,
like that. True. That he did it with Reggie, and now he's with the Executioner.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
And I think he was on 3 or 4 songs. I don't remember.
Yeah, he was the most featured
person on the
album.
And he really delivered.
True.
And I think it worked, and it got us more like, whoa, who is this guy?
Because he never came up again.
Because of how he rapped. Like,
his delivery was different, his style was different.
He suited the beat, he suited the mood.
And he was confident. Super confident on the album. I remember.
Yeah. And he also didn't, I don't know what happened to him. I think when the 20th anniversary of Pae Mu Ka was being launched, he was there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Salava was there. I saw pictures of him.
Okay.
But as to what happened between 1999
and now,
only God knows.
It's been a long time.
20 years.
20 years.
It's been a long time.
So the next question: would there ever be a Hiplife album like Pae Mu Ka?
Yes, we already have one. Onipakuma.
Yeah.
And unsurprisingly, I can't take inspiration from Obrafour.
True.
And so, for me, I think these are the 2 most celebrated albums in the history of Hiplife. And it's not only peculiar to Hiplife. I think in most musical genres, we always have that outstanding album that comes and shake everything.
True.
And more or less show people
another dimension.
And we can talk about Nas. Illmatic came and changed
the whole face
of hip hop.
True.
In terms of how you should make an album, what your rap should contain. And Pae Mu Ka did that. For me, people will have opinions about it, but for me, I think Obrafour's Pae Mu Ka actually laid the blueprint for Hiplife.
True, exactly.
He laid the blueprint for Hiplife. He made people realize. Reggie was rapping. Like, Reggie was rapping on. Reggie didn't have a theme that he was singularly rapping about. So
I think with Reggie, he wanted us to have something our own, but he didn't know how to really go about it. So he was rapping, he was releasing songs and all that. But Obrafour took the whole thing and said, "This is what I want to do. This is my vision."
And even to add to that, what I meant was Reggie was rapping. Let me give you a clear case. If you take Reggie, Amen. If you listen to the words, it was similar to what Obrafour did with Yanum. Yanum were like, I'm borrowing from
different places.
True. Maybe observation, maybe real life, maybe. So the bars didn't follow a straight theme or subject. Pae Mu Ka did that. And then we are talking about this
a theme.
Agrona, so we are talking about having a good time. Yanum, we are just having fun.
Yeah,
I'm showing you I can rap, I can do this, I can
say this.
Kwame Nkrumah was like, we are focusing on this man. So people started making that kind of records. That even if you are talking about love, we shouldn't be scattered. We should be able to package it to make sense. So after that, if you listen to even Reggie Rockstone after this album dropped, Pae Mu Ka came and Reggie's made Keep Your Eyes on the Road.
Yeah,
you could clearly see that the direction has changed.
That's changed, yeah.
The influence of the album was showing.
Yeah, true.
Lord Kenya's album was also showing
glimpses of that.
Achiame also, these people, Nananum, were also following that trend. Then it's built upon. Then we had Kwade also came. Similar lines. He was giving you stories. And don't forget, Obrafour Aden was a story.
Yeah, true.
Kwame Nkrumah was a story.
It was a story.
So you could see pockets of storytelling, and that also was another act that actually made sense to a lot of older generation, because they were used to the Nanam Pedus who were giving you rich stories.
Yeah, true.
About life, about blah blah like that. And to have a young guy also, model, even though it might not be the same in-depth story he was giving you, but then again,
it was a storyline.
It was giving you a storyline that you go like, okay,
yeah,
I know this, I can relate to this. This thing hits, there's at the end of the day there is something, nuggets of wisdom to pick from it. Was absolutely fantastic.
True.
And apart from that too, Obrafour was a gifted what's last if it's not existed. It's a gifted songwriter.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a gifted songwriter, a very great thinker.
True. Profound compositions.
And for him to have put out an album like that, and today you listen to the album and it's still
rich.
The quality is there. You can't really. If today you play the album for somebody who doesn't know Obrafour, he might think the album was
new
today.
Yeah, true.
It's evergreen. He has not lost
the touch of it.
Its touch.
True.
And the impact, the legacy of the album would be that he really proved to people that, look, you don't need to. You can own your story. You can put up a body of work that follows a certain theme that might reflect a whole lot of ideas that you have.
Yeah, true.
But at the end of the day, you should be able to make connections with the listener.
Yeah.
And also tackle very important issues within the country or in personal life. And like we say, music should inspire.
Yeah.
Music should
educate.
Music should give you,
inform and entertain.
Yes, and entertain. And on this album, all these elements were very present.
True.
And 47 minutes
album. Street knowledge. Very good stories. Too.
See, for me, and that's a hallmark of a great artist and somebody who gave us something of value, something that we need to cherish. If you are able to drop an album and have somebody who is deemed as your successor, one of the most decorated artists on the African continent, to tell you that in a song that Pae Mu Ka is the best of all time.
Sarkodie himself.
Yes.
You should know that the album was so powerful and impactful too.
And not only impactful on Sarkodie, a lot of rappers, Kojo Q, Papi Kojo, Sark himself,
Akan, yeah.
And others.
A whole lot.
All of them will tell you that this album actually hit them and made them pick up the mic to start rapping.
Yeah, true. And what beats my mind was Obrafour's age and what he did.
21
or 22. In between that.
Yes,
21.
Hammer was I think a year or two older than Obrafour.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that beats my mind that these young, talented guys come around to create a whole euphoria, a whole game changer. it beats my mind from production how, because at that age you wouldn't imagine a young guy saying stuff like that.
Exactly. And that's what baffles a lot of people. And that's where the magic is.
True.
That rap was a new genre. It was feel good music. We've not gotten there. And it really proved to. And I think Obrafour did a disservice to a lot of people.
How?
Look, because Reggie came, we are giving you this. Yeah. This is what the clubs want. This is what the radios will bump. So I'm sure a lot of people were like, okay, and don't forget, back then, SS Entertainment, everybody was rapping.
Yeah, it's true.
So it was, okay, now we have somebody to look up to, which is Reggie. Reggie's rapping. So we can do exactly what we are doing. But Obrafour came and said, okay, it's all cool to rap, but this is how you do it.
Yeah. Put some work into the composition.
And all of them were like, okay, now this is the blueprint. Let's follow.
True.
And we are here today. It's unfortunate that nowadays, I can't blame today's generation of artists. I think it has to do with music. There's transitions. So the environment or the situation will dictate what kind of music you are supposed to make.
True.
Yes. And it's unfortunate that people who are more inclined to making the kind of music that resonates with life and also tackle societal issues like the conscious rappers or musicians are not getting the attention that they deserve.
Like Akan,
like Trigmatic,
like
Walasi, even the FOKM boys.
Yeah,
these are people who are really giving you
conscious
music that talks about life.
True.
You say One Love's new album.
Yeah, I saw the
Red Card.
The Red Card, yeah.
The Minstrel Circle is a testament to that. True. Like if you listen to it, it's a body of work, focused with the teams, very well laid and niched production, absolutely. But then, it's, as usual, like it will fly under the radar.
Nobody will listen
not
to it.
Not because it's not a quality album, but then
people don't want to listen to that.
And I'm afraid to say, if Pae Mu Ka dropped like it this
time, no, it wouldn't fly.
Yeah, a lot of people we would have slept on it.
True, it wouldn't fly.
We would have slept on it. But it came at a time when there were a lot of music
around
that time. It was like the perfect time for the album to drop.
Perfect.
And it has lived
the time.
It keeps inspiring. You listen to it, you didn't have any.
And this is a testament to people doing music now that if you want to do the trendy stuff, it will fade away eventually. Yes. 20 years we are discussing Obrafour now.
And where will your legacy be? Which album will we look up and say, okay,
exactly,
this is like a
timeless thing.
A timeless body of work that we can revisit.
True. So Swaye, your closing remarks.
My closing remarks is Obrafour is the greatest to ever do it.
Wow.
Pae Mu Ka is the best album of all time. Onipa Kuma, I really, really love the album.
It's pretty close to that.
Yeah, but let's see 20 years from now
how it will
go.
Yeah, true.
But Obrafour set the standard. Obrafour came, and for me, what I found really amusing is the fact that Obrafour hasn't lost it.
He's still relevant. He's still relevant. He still can do the whole thing.
Yes, Obrafour drops songs, and people go like, "Wow!" Even if he's not singing. Or even if he's not rapping, when he gives you a hook,
you still sell.
It's big deal.
There was a time that when Obrafour gives anybody, there was a time that you needed Obrafour's hook before you
exactly.
hit.
Everybody has benefited, unless maybe
Sarkodie, Manifest, a whole lot.
Everybody. You just call him, and if the song is right, he just bless you with a hook or something like that.
True.
So that is also a testament to talent. That's a testament to somebody who knows how to make music, how to carry himself, because we never had
something like
if you look at all the people he started with, the TikToks, even Reggie was a bit older, but Reggie, the VIPs, the Achames, Ochame Kwame
it's been
there.
off and on.
But don't forget that Obrafour gave Ochame Kwame a lifeline.
Yeah. True.
He gave him a lifeline.
Yeah, with their own beef thing.
On the execution diaries.
Okay. Yeah. Ochame was on there.
Yes, Ochame Kwame left after a bit of success. He relocated to the USA,
yeah.
The group disbanded.
So when he came back,
Opabene, there's a song on the execution diary.
Ochame was on there.
Ochame was. So that was like the album or the song that a lot of people were like, oh.
Okay.
Ochame Kwame still has it.
Okay.
Yeah, before all this transformation, his stuff with links and he found his bearing, and yes.
Okay, I get this now. Yeah.
So Obrafour not only became an artist who gave us Pae Mu Ka and other important tracks or albums, but on Execution Diary, he gave a lot of people leverage. He exposed a lot of artists to the mainstream.
Tiny,
the Ohene or Your Ohene remix was like,
it was dope.
He gave these people Yao Donko. There was a guy called Yao Donko. He gave PM,
yeah.
KG and PM.
Yeah, true.
So like through Obrafour, we came to know a lot of other artists.
True.
Who unfortunately couldn't carry the torch forward, but at least
he's still there.
Yeah,
Obrafour still there.
They really stamped their names on the Hiplife. But Obrafour is the greatest to ever do it.
Exactly.
He's not your technical rapper. It's not
the Nas type.
Nah, he's
like,
not.
The composition sounds like Nas, like they wave the whole thing, but the delivery is not like
he wouldn't give you punchlines.
No.
Obrafour is not.
He's giving knowledge.
Or wordplay.
Yeah, true.
But then he cuts to the meat. He cuts the chase and straight to the meat.
True.
He come drop his sonnets, those his couplets, give you the education, give you the inspiration, give you the fun that you need. And
that's all.
That's the total package. So Obrafour is the standard. If you want to make a record, I think
you have to understand.
You have to listen to Pae Mu Ka, how it was put together, songwriting, composition, beats, whatever, and you'll be good to go.
Thanks for coming, Swaye.
Charlie.
So if somebody wants to follow your blog, you blog about musicians, music stuff.
Yeah,
tell us something more about it.
Oh, Cool Art has been in operation since late 2014. So we've been in the game for
a long time.
For a long time. We've covered almost everybody that matters within the industry. And the focus was actually to give young upcoming artists some attention. Because, the big mainstream guys will definitely get the radios to project their stuff. But sometimes the young up-and-coming artists who are considered as the most creative guys, in our space, don't really get that look. So that was principally my mission with the blog. We have over, the last time I checked, we have almost 800 pieces.
Wow.
That spans profiles, that spans features, that spans reviews, album videos, and a whole lot of stuff.
One thing I love about your blog is you feature unknown artists, and I go on there, listen to their stuff, and they are really good.
Yes. And then that's all. That's the motivating thing about continuing creating on the blog. I think each and every time we come in contact with new stuff from new guys, and they need that exposure.
True.
And we do a detailed work.
Yeah, very detailed.
We do detailed work. It's not easy, but Charlie,
hard work.
Pushing.
So if somebody wants to follow you on social media,
social media, you can check out the blog. It's Cool Art, CULARTBLOG. If you Google it, it will pop up.
Cool
you can
Art.
go and surf and check it out. Social media, yes, on Twitter is @culartblog. You can also follow me. It's the same handle on IG as well.
Cool Art.
Yeah, Cool Art. On Facebook too, you find us. Cool Art. And if you want to follow me as well, it's Swaye Kidd. It's Swaye with an E.
Yeah, Swaye
after,
with an E.
After the Y.
Yes.
And Kidd. Kidd.
Yeah, double D.
Yeah, so across all social media, I'm there. I think I'm active across all of them.
Before you go, the cool art spelling again.
Yeah, the cool art is CULARTBLOG. Yeah. Check it out.
One of the dopest blogs around.
Charlie, thanks.
Charlie. So thanks for coming.
Oh, Charlie.
God bless you.
I'm happy to be here.
You too, Charlie. I've always wanted to record with you.
This conversation, man.
God bless you.
God bless you too,
Charlie.
Man.
So same time next week, we bring another topic. Today I had Swaye on the show. We spoke about Pae Mu Ka, a forebearer's legacy after 20 years. Bye.
What you should do. I'd rather do me, so you can do you. You're following the crowd, I'd rather break rules. You're copying trends, I'd rather invent. I got nothing to prove.